You are lying in bed at 2 a.m. The room is quiet, but your mind is replaying a 3-year-old argument or rehearsing a meeting that hasn't happened yet. This noise is involuntary. You didn't choose to think these thoughts, yet you cannot make them stop. We classify this mental noise as a normal part of life, but it is a compulsion, an addiction. You are trapped in a cycle of thinking that persists against your will. To see the loss of control, try to turn the voice off. If you cannot stop thinking whenever you want to, you aren't using your mind as a tool. The mind has become the master. You have been taken over by a possessing entity that you mistake for yourself. Modern identity rests on René Descartes' famous maxim, "I think, therefore I am." It suggests that our existence is defined by our ability to process thoughts. Eckhart Tolle argues that this is humanity's most destructive error. Equating thinking with being causes us to lose touch with our true nature, which exists prior to any thought. When we mistake this internal dialogue for who we are, we create the ego, a phantom identity built entirely out of mental activity. The ego is fragile and insecure. It creates a constant background static of unease because it views the silent present moment as a threat to its existence. Daily anxiety is a structural symptom of this identification. It is the inevitable result of mistaking the voice in your head for the self. The ego survives by pulling your attention away from the now. It requires psychological time, past and future, to maintain its sense of self. It obsesses over the past, using old memories and grievances to reinforce a rigid, predictable identity. Simultaneously, it projects into the future, searching for eventual salvation or warning of coming catastrophe. In reality, nothing has ever happened in the past or future. Both are mental concepts. Everything occurs in the exact immediate present. When you lack presence, the mind fills the void with psychological time. Guilt and regret are the weight of too much past. Anxiety and stress are the weight of too much future. When a negative thought pattern becomes repetitive, it creates a physical energy charge in the body. We experience this as an emotion, the body's literal reaction to the mind's activity. Accumulated emotional pain from the past forms what Tolle calls the pain body. It is a negative energy field that lies dormant until it is triggered by a thought or an external event. This creates a vicious cycle. Negative thoughts feed the pain body, which releases painful emotions, which then fuel even more negative thoughts. Breaking this loop requires you to step back and listen to the voice in your head. Observe the repetitive thoughts without judging or analyzing them. Watching the thinker activates a higher level of consciousness. You realize that there is the voice, and then there is you, the witness listening to it. Identifying as the silent, observing presence neutralizes the mind's power. You are no longer the thinker. You are the awareness behind the thought. By observing the thinker, you create a discontinuity in your mental stream. This creates a gap where the mind's impulsive control over your behavior is severed. You can expand these gaps of no mind by focusing your entire sensory attention on the present moment. When you wash your hands, focus strictly on the physical sensations. Feel the temperature, the scent of the soap, and the sound of the water. This state is highly alert and intensely present. It is the opposite of the dull, background unconsciousness that defines our normal daily lives. Einstein and other eminent thinkers noted that their creative acts occurred during phases of mental quietude. They used the mind as a tool, but their breakthroughs came from the intelligence that exists beyond thought. When you narrow your focus strictly to this literal second, you find that problems do not exist. A problem is a mental construct that requires you to dwell on a situation without taking action. In the now, there are only situations to handle or conditions to accept. By removing the psychological time of tomorrow or next year, the data a mind needs to create dread vanishes. This mechanical shift, cutting the mind off from the past and future, is the practical basis for enlightenment. By ending the mind's ability to create psychological time, you end its ability to create suffering. The mind is a superb instrument for specific tasks, but it is meant to be a servant. It is not designed to be the source of your identity. You have the ability to lay your mind down like a tool when you are finished with it. Beyond the noise of the voice in your head lies the vibrant, unshakable peace of simply being alive right now.